how about some watch this jerks?
Sure.
Who's been watching stuff?
We both saw the same movie. We both saw No Time to Die, the new James Bond movie starring James Bond and is it Leah Seydoux? I believe
James Bond is in this movie.
James Bond,
starring James Bond.
James Bond. Did I say it's just starring James
You
Bond?
did.
Starring Daniel Craig and Rami Malek.
So Wombat told me in our group chat that this was now available on Amazon Prime, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm not watching that. And then I told Mrs. Cheapy, and she's like, oh yeah, we got to watch that. I was like, no, I don't think it's going to be good. I think it's a bad idea. And,
It's long.
and she was just very insistent that we watch it. And I think it's because she wants to see Daniel Craig. That's my theory. But we did watch it, and I was right. It wasn't, I mean, I didn't enjoy it. And she said it was her least favorite Bond movie, actually.
I don't know if is it my least favorite. I don't know about that. I think I actually dislike Spectre a little more. I also wasn't a huge fan of. I know people really like Skyfall. I didn't love Skyfall.
Was Spectre the last one? I don't think I saw that one.
Before this one.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah. No Time to. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it as much as you. I enjoyed parts of it. I don't think I enjoyed the whole. Does that?
Yes, it's got some entertaining sequences, but I feel like these. I mean, this is not like some great discovery, but like the movies are obviously been very dark since they've rebooted with Daniel Craig.
How much testicle torture in this one?
Right. There's no like, that's the level of darkness of these movies is like what kind of torture is featured.
Are you avoiding my question? How much testicle torture?
No testicle. There's no testicle action as far as I can recall, but certainly there's the general dark tone and unpleasantness that is just now associated with the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. I know this is the last one. I'm happy for them to move on, and maybe they reboot it with, go back to the old days with Roger Moore and like the skiing, and it's fun.
Well,
it's fun.
I mean, that could be what happens. The Sean Connery movies were more serious and darker tone for that time as well.
Right.
And then it flipped to the Roger Moore where it had the bumbling Southern sheriff. It very well could. They could do that. And honestly, in between those two was On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which might be, the darkest of them up to that time. Spoiler alert from a movie from 1970, but they kill James Bond's wife in that movie at the end. It's like a big surprise.
Right.
Like, oh no, like you think, oh, James Bond's finally going to be happy. This is it for him. He's going to live happily ever after. And then like, nope, not James Bond.
Right.
Sucks to be him. So
But the character doesn't work too if he's married.
well,
Right.
I'm just saying. But at the time, people didn't know they were going to make another one because it was like this weird in between George Lazenby era. But then it went to, the Roger Moore. And I actually like Live and Let Die a lot. I think that's a good one, too. And The Man with the Golden Gun. I mean, those are fun movies. The early Roger Moores. Late Roger Moore, though, it starts to... A View to a Kill is not a good movie.
No. Once they got to the 80s or like the late 80s or whatever, it started to fall apart.
And Moonraker might as well be an Austin Powers movie.
But these movies, I don't know. There's no joy to be had in these movies, or very little joy. And... I don't know. They never. None of them really worked for me.
And I don't want to spoil anything for the new one because it's new. But if they were going to do the thing they did at the end, they shouldn't have done the thing that was fairly similar in the middle. I don't know if that makes sense to you, the way I said it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I do know.
Did Christmas come more than once?
Yeah, Christmas comes more than once.
In the worst. Yeah, the opposite
That's
of
nice.
that.
That's a good joke.
Right. Right. Anyway, yeah, not a huge fan of No Time to Die, but a lot of people really liked it. I was Googling the reviews and stuff, and a lot of people that's like one of their favorite Bond movies.
I liked it. I just didn't like elements of it. Like I said, there's like, this was good, this was bad. This was good, this was bad.
Right.
But I don't want to spoil too much of it because
it just came out on Amazon Prime, which which is 100% confirmed by our fact-checking team. We also we bought Everything Everywhere All at Once because why not? Gotta watch something. And that was a pretty good movie, but I feel like maybe I heard there was too much hype around it. Because I don't know, it was really entertaining and the good action, but I don't know. I didn't fall in love with it, let's say. And Mrs. Chibi didn't either. Ty, I think, really liked it. Ty liked it a lot.
Yeah, my daughter saw it in the theaters and she really liked it too. It might be the age.
Yeah, it's got
they're the same age at this weird little couple of months.
Yes,
so.
yes, and it was awesome to see the guy from the Goonies and Indiana Jones. Yeah, he was great in that. Yeah, but we didn't. I don't think I'm going to be thinking about that movie that much.
I want to see it still.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
You should.
I want to see it too, and I will once it comes on. I mean, it could come onto any streaming service. I'm pretty much set.
How long is it?
That one is, I don't know. It seemed long. I don't know. I'll look it up while you talk about the next movie.
Oh, I've only watched an hour of this next movie, but it's one you talked about last week. I watched RRR.
I don't think that's what it's called.
It's pronounced Roar.
2 hours and 20 minutes on the Everything Everywhere.
Oh, that's not too bad. 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Right.
I'm fine with that. Once things start getting above like the 2.5 hour mark is where I got to be really committed.
Okay, now first of all, this is big news. You watch the first hour of RRR. Now that the news isn't that you watch the first hour of RRR. The news is that means that after a long hiatus,
you got Netflix.
Oh yeah, we've had Netflix for a few weeks. Mrs. Shipwreck wanted to watch something that was on Netflix.
I feel by not telling us that you got Netflix again, you've been lying to us.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I didn't know we had it.
I feel like you done us dirty.
I did not know we had it, and then she brought it up because she was watching something, and I'm like, "Oh, we have Netflix again, huh?"
Right.
And so I went, I guess I'll look at this RRR movie.
Of all the things to watch on Netflix,
to punish her for getting Netflix. I'm like, oh, we should really check this movie out because everybody really loves it.
Right.
You know what you would like on Netflix? Maybe, I say with a grain of salt, you might like The Adam Project.
Actually, we've had Netflix. I've talked about this. We had Netflix because that was where that He-Man show was on.
Yes.
And I was watching some of that He-Man show.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had it for a little bit. That He-Man show. Okay.
Darkness in the chat says you should watch the Adam Sandler basketball movie Hustle.
Okay, I can try that.
But talk about RRR.
RRR. That is a visually appealing movie to watch.
Yes.
Every shot is like, I don't know. It's
epic,
amazing to look at.
Right.
It's really long though. That's a 3 hour plus movie, and I feel like we're a little over an hour into it, and it feels like I've already watched a full movie.
It doesn't slow down much though.
There's been like at least 5 montages so far. There's been a dance number. There's been
the dance number was really good, right?
It was, but it's like, what is happening? What is happening with this movie?
That movie, don't you agree that within the first 5 minutes of watching that movie, you're like, okay, I didn't fuck up by turning this movie on.
To an extent, yeah.
Do you remember the first
Mrs. Shipwreck. So we turned it off after an hour.
Yeah.
Which was really because the kids were watching a movie upstairs and they came down after their movie was over and we were only an hour in. But she's like, you have to look up the end of this because if this doesn't have a happy ending, I'm out.
I think all these movies are known to have happy endings. I'm not sure. I think that's maybe a trademark of a Bollywood movie. I'm not sure. There are several trademarks of a Bollywood movie.
I'm not sure either. You could tell me a trademark is everyone dies.
I'm not sure.
These movies
it's not though.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So you're going to keep watching it.
Yeah, we're going to keep watching. We're slow playing it, right? We probably have 2 more watch
That's fine.
sessions.
No, we've done that plenty of times. This one I think we watched in 2 sessions if I recall correctly.
The weird thing is the version that's on Amazon is the Hindi version, but that's also not the native version
Netflix
that the movie was shot in.
Netflix, not Amazon.
Did I say Amazon?
Yeah.
Netflix.
Way to go. Now you're going to get the nasty.
Nope, that's why I'm here.
That's why. Yeah,
I'm fact
be
checking.
sure to correct me.
Yes, it's not. So
But
it's
Netflix
dubbed in Hindi. It's dubbed.
It's dubbed in Hindi, so
yeah.
all the main characters, like the English speaking characters, are speaking in English, and it's their voices.
Yeah.
But then the main characters are dubbed over, like, and it's hilarious the voices that they've given them.
Yeah, it's
They're all
not
like
ideal.
super deep voices.
It's not the ideal situation. I guess obviously it was a licensing thing, but still, don't let that stop you from watching RRR. It's really good. You know, interesting. When I was tweeting about it and recommending it, I got like some Indian accounts that were like retweeting my tweet just to point out like how this movie has crossed over to white people watching it. Like they didn't say that.
You're the whitest of people,
right? Like, wait till they get a load of you. They'd be like, this guy's like paper that's on fire. And they were all like, they were excited. But then one guy was like, this is like a cash, like a payola or something. He didn't believe that I genuinely liked the movie. He thought that I was getting some cash from, he was a fan of some other Indian director.
Did you tell him you wish you were?
I asked where I could sign up for to get my, I don't know what the currency of India is. I'm embarrassed. Rupees? Ruple?
Is that the Zelda?
It's like the Zelda currency.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting. So, and then I told my neighbor, I went to my neighbor's house yesterday. He's married to an Indian woman. He was cutting some wood for me for my home project to stop the rat poop from coming into my house. I'm trying to seal up this area, and the wood place didn't cut my wood properly, so now I have to go to my neighbor because
I hate it when I have wood problems.
Exactly. Luckily, this is the only wood problem I have. So I went to my neighbor's house, and I was going to tell him about RRR, and I did. He was excited about that. But when he opened up he's got like the fanciest garage, like with the whole like workbench and air conditioning and everything and all that shit. Big BMW fan. Usually has an old, like a classic M3 in there. Opened it up. Now he's got a Tesla in there. And I was like, that's crazy. Because this guy was like BMW up the ass. Like literally there's BMW paraphernalia, like on the walls, everywhere, all around. And he was like, this car is the most amazing car. He's like, I can't even drive like a regular car anymore. And I got into a whole thing about him with Tesla. She's trying to convince me like that it's the ultimate thing.
The ultimate driving machine.
And coming from him, the guy was like, you know, like just diehard BMW. For him to switch over to forget about another brand, but like an electric car seems crazy to me. Like you buy a BMW like car like that because it makes a noise. Like a part of the reason is because it makes a cool noise, and this car makes no noise. But he was really going for it. He did say that if Elon says he's going to vote for Trump, he's going to sell the Tesla. Because I tried to reconcile how he could buy like an Elon Musk product like that. We had a discussion about that.
Okay, the discussion was had.
The discussion was like the first thing like I had. I was like, how could you just? I can't really support that guy. And he's like, yeah, that's a problem. He agrees that that's a problem. We were on the same page there. But he was just blown away by this car.
Just telling to stick with his German engineered cars from the 40s that have no negative connotations or history behind them, and it's perfecly fine.
The car's not from the 40s. The car is not from the 40s.
Go back to that.
It's not a Nazi car. He doesn't even have it. He sold both his BMWs.
It's okay.
Now he only has BMW motorcycles. That one, he actually has one from the 50s.
Rough out there.
Well, he's told me he has no money. He's like, I have no money, but I have these motorcycles and this Tesla.
What's James Bond driving these days? It's not BMWs, is it?
Aston Martin.
He's back to Aston Martin.
Yeah, he's back to the DB5.
I don't understand how he's retired in the movie, but he still has all these fucking Aston Martins.
Because he has a lot of money.
Why? He's a government
they
worker. They
explain that in Skyfall.
Oh, that movie was dumb.
You asked the question. At least I have an answer. I could have said I don't know. I could have said just because.
Right.
And I'm like, his family had money.
He talked about his. Oh God. Yeah. So he's like super hot, super agent, and rich also. So he's got like nothing like holding him down, and he's white.
Yes. Yep.
He did get his testicles pounded with rope, but
yeah,
so it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine.
Didn't seem to hurt his performance though.
I don't know his. Oh, I forgot to write it about. Speaking of a good
I mean,
performance,
a half hour later, he was probably having sex, right?
Yeah. He was like standing up
enough.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, in that movie, in the
Uh-huh.
ball beating movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The performance in that movie. He doesn't do much in that movie. A lot of scowling. All right.
So, are you
TV.
caught up on Obi-Wan?
No, I did not watch today's episode. I watched that with my wife, and we have to watch that together.
I'm still 2 episodes behind if you include today's. So I never watched last week's. I watched that with my son, and we're not caught up yet.
The word on the Twitter street was that this week's episode was good. Howard Stern was talking about it. He was complaining. He had the similar complaints that I had, but he admitted to enjoying the show. Sounds like he likes it more than I did. But he had similar gripes.
I think it's okay to complain about something you're enjoying. It's okay to
Or
complain
even
about
if you
something
don't. I mean, look, if I didn't like it, I would stop. There's shows that I
That's
just
what I
stop
mean.
watching because they're so hard to watch. But this is, you know, it's 6 episodes. You know, you're going to see a lightsaber. Can't be that bad. It's not that bad.
How are you doing on The Boys? I still haven't started that yet either.
Oh, we're all caught up on that season 3. I mean, I was complaining about the dark James Bond movies. This is obviously a dark superhero franchise. So, but you're expecting that there, and that's what it's known for. And it's really well done, I think. I would recommend that highly.
Cool. Have you watched Ms. Marvel yet? Anyone? Has anyone watched Ms.
I'm not
Marvel other
watching
than
that.
me yet?
I'm out.
Not yet.
I'm caught up on it. I think you'd like it, Cheapy. I don't know why you're out.
I don't know. I don't even know that character, and
I will say the second
racist.
episode is a lot better than the first episode. I liked it. Actually, I liked it a lot. If you recall, I complained last week. We had this whole conversation about the bangle, and it turned into a conversation about Green Lantern. Essentially, if anyone's wearing the bangle, can anyone be Ms. Marvel? And in episode 2, they clearly established that no, that is not the case. That the power is part of Kamala Khan, but the bracelet basically is like a conduit for it. It helps her control a power that she didn't even know she had, and it's the bracelet that brings it out.
what a cop out.
It's fine. I'll take that over what happens if she drops the bracelet on the ground and some bad guy puts it on.
Right.
Are they now a superhero, supervillain? So the answer to that question at least would be no, because that bothered me.
What happened?
What if
Can
she puts on one of Shang-Chi's rings?
Then I think she would have double power, I think is how that works. Double secret power.
What if she loses the bracelet and can't find it again?
Well, I feel like something like that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
know.
we're going to watch this. We just, I've got to watch it with the entire family. We just haven't etched out the time yet. There's been a lot of Flora's Lava season 2.
How's that going?
They really flipped the script this time around.
It's real lava now.
They changed it to where there's also like exit passes that are out in the arena.
Oh, nice.
So that you have to get the exit passes before you can get out. But then also that's also how they like judge if a team ties. Whoever got the most exit passes goes on. And now there's like a final round where they climb a volcano every episode as well. The last 2 teams.
That's awesome. I had the joy of presenting this show to a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old for the first time and
They
explaining
loved it, right?
and explaining. But you have to explain, like the 5-year-old gets it like right away. The 3-year-old, you really have to explain that that is not real. Like the floor is not lava.
Why would you do that? Let a 3-year-old. If a 3-year-old wants to think
he's
the
not
floor
my
is really
3-year-old
lava,
because he's not my 3-year-old. If it was my 3-year-old, I would torture them. But it's my friend Ahmed's 3-year-old.
this woman's gonna die.
No. And so I'm explaining it to the
This
kid.
poor woman is in agonizing pain. Isn't this show horrible? Let's keep watching, kids.
But he was watching it like with like squint like this. Like I could tell he wasn't quite getting it. And I'm like, it's not real. It's made up for TV. They're pretending it's lava. And then he got it. And he's like, it's not real. It's not real. And I'm like, yep, he got it. And then they loved it.
Yeah.
And then they jump around all the furniture in the place.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. My kids are all about that and Holy Moly season 4.
Holy Moly is cute though. Rob
Both of
Riggle
them
knows
are.
how to host a show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? Rutland, the guy of the Floor is Lava host.
Oh, he's not Rob Riggle.
He's not. Yeah, he's not Rob Riggle. It's like Holy Moly doesn't work as well without Rob Riggle, and even the other guy is pretty funny too. But I think also
Joe Statator.
yeah, but I think Rob Riggle elevates.
Hmm.
He elevates. So
Definitely.
yeah.
My kids are very excited whenever they see Rob Riggle in anything.
Mhm. It's like, do you ever watch Wipeout on TBS?
We do sometimes, but I haven't really. I don't know. It doesn't have the same charm.
I like John Cena and Nicole Byer together. They make me
They're
laugh.
fine. I just think the game itself is not.
The game
as
itself
intriguing.
is too samey. They need to change up the course more than once every season. Like it's just it's season 3. Here's a new course. I'm like, no, you got to change it like every 4 episodes.
Yeah, Holy Moly changes it up, but they keep the classic holes in there, like hole number 2, where they have to run past all the porta potties before they get
Mhm.
slammed into the doors. That's a good hole.
Mhm. Yeah,
They should just
Yep.
add lava.
and I think they will eventually.
Spice
Why
it up.
wouldn't they?
Yeah, the golf is lava.
Tried and true.
Mm-hmm. Rob Riggle's talented. Newsflash. I guess I don't know. I don't know who needed to hear that.
Speaking of talent, I started watching the new season of the Michael Che show. Is that what it's
that
called?
damn Michael Che.
That's
Is that
what it's called. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't the right name.
Yeah, I know. That's a good show.
Did you watch the second season?
I have like 2 episodes left. Of the
Okay,
second
we only watched the first episode. The podcast the podcast sketch killed me.
Mhm.
It's pretty great. And we finished the series The Staircase, which was on HBO Max, and that is a very, very good performance by Colin Firth.
Now, can I ask the question?
Yes.
Since you watched the whole
Yeah,
thing?
watch the whole thing.
Okay, because I'm familiar with the actual.
The Michael
reality
Peterson case.
Yeah. Is the owl in the show?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That was what I was gonna ask you, and I didn't want to have that be a spoiler.
they
for you.
spared no expense really in doing this. This one, like it. I mean, Colin Firth's probably not that cheap. They did a good
No.
job. Like they really tried
But-
to make it cinematic. And
Even with the owl, it didn't look silly.
no. Like they had a few bucks to spend on this thing. I think. It was again it's like with something like this, even though it's a crime docudrama, it's really more about like the people as characters and the family members as characters, more so than just like, hey, there was a murder committed here. I mean, that's how you stretch this out over 8 episodes. But luckily, the acting is really good and it's very interesting. And just, the case itself is interesting.
So, do you think he did it, or do you think it was an owl?
I think he did it. I think
Okay.
he did it. I think usually, like, the easiest explanation is the.
So you don't
true
think she
one.
was attacked by an owl and fell down the stairs?
That guy is a lying liar, Michael Peterson. And usually, like,
I mean, but it
I don't
could have been
know.
an owl.
it could have
and
been.
she
I
fell-
don't know. I wouldn't.
If, in case you're wondering, his defense was
Well, don't give
she-
away too much.
she was attacked by an owl.
It wasn't
and
even a
fell-
defense. It wasn't even like a defense. It was like he's already in jail already at this point. But there's the other. They're trying to find other theories because the theory is like maybe she just she fell down the stairs on her own. She wasn't like murdered by her husband, and she just found him there. It's good. You should watch it. Just the performances are amazing to watch this guy. Just and it
Is
takes
this on
place over.
Peacock?
No, HBO Max. And he plays like Michael Peterson at several different ages. And there's a lot of sex in it. It's
You
good.
like that?
It's good. I don't know that I need to see like Colin Firth having sex, but it's good. Check it out if you like these crime shows, well acted crime shows.